Hey all, Jason Levon, priest at St. Luke's Episcopal Church in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Welcome to another edition of Pause and Pray. It's been really hard for me as a priest to deal with this pandemic's ability to scatter us, especially the people I'm so blessed to serve. While I really believe we're taking loving and necessary precautions and not having large in-person gatherings here at St. Luke's, it's been really hard to not be in direct contact with the people I'm blessed to serve in ways that I was so used to doing, whether that was regular gatherings on Sunday mornings or throughout the week. Yes, our virtual gatherings are nice, but they're just not the same thing. It was especially heartbreaking this morning when I received a call from a beloved parishioner who told me she had to call 911, that her husband needed to be taken to the hospital because of heart issues. And neither she nor I can go see him right now at this moment because of the pandemic. And yet, while those heartbreaking stories have unfolded because of this pandemic's ability to scatter our lives, I've also been brought to a place of deep awe and wonder at the way in which we've experienced God spilling into that scatteredness here at St. Luke's. I'm recording this in our beautiful organic giving garden. Behind me is the beautiful butterfly garden, and every Saturday morning a small team of dedicated parishioners has spilt into this garden to harvest food and love and then share it with our neighborhood through our free CSA program to feed those in our neighborhood. And to see that small team spill in Saturday after Saturday, not just because they want to do the work of harvesting, but also because they want to be with each other. Or I think about this wonderful book study that we're doing, even though it's virtually, about 12 of us gathering to really reflect on and work through the relationship between our faith and racial justice. Or I think about a small group of folks I met with this morning who are so passionate and committed about continuing to maintain and keep up this beautiful church building and our property here at St. Luke's. That even though people can't come here and gather right now, they want this place to continue to be an icon of hospitality and welcome to all God's people, a place of beauty on this corner of God's vineyard. Or I even think about this gift of technology and social media that we're learning that's helping us connect in new and creative ways. And all of that has come in a time and in a period and an experience of profound scatteredness. Our second reading from today's daily office comes from the 8th chapter of Acts of the Apostles, and it too celebrates God's ability to spill into scatteredness. This text talks about the persecution some of the early followers of Jesus were experiencing. Paul, at this time known as Saul, was behind some of those persecutions. And we just were told of Stephen's death, and now as a result of these persecutions, the text says the disciples were scattered among the countryside. And yet in all of that scatteredness, they also experienced God spilling into life in new and profound ways. The text today talks about the care and ministry of Philip, but the ways in which in all of their scatteredness, people were experiencing new senses of wellness and wholeness and peace and joy in profound ways. It's really good news that God spills into our scatteredness, because if you're like me, the list of things that scatter my life is long. I can name a few right off the top of my head. I have anxiety at times, and I'm really good at being self-absorbed at times. Fear can grip me, and stubbornness just as well. And I'm sure that you have your own lists that you can create if you think about it. But today we're invited to pause and pray, not just about those things that scatter our lives, but to reflect on the ways in which we've come to experience God spilling into that scatteredness. Maybe in the gift of a deep breath that comes to us in the midst of an experience with anxiety or uncertainty that just helps calm the waters, if even for a few moments. Or maybe it's experienced in a profound sense of tenderness from another that's able to cut through our fear and our stubbornness. Or maybe it's found in something that wells up inside us that stirs us to want to do something good for somebody else just because, instead of being so focused on ourselves as I can be guilty of so often. And in the end, we come to marvel and celebrate that we find in God one who doesn't see our scatteredness as an obstacle, but rather only as an invitation to spill into our lives again and again. God's peace and blessings to you all.